Hello, so today I have the Cosrx Advanced Snail All-in-One Cream against the Mizon Advanced All-in-One Snail Repair Cream. And really quick, I just want to say, I purchase all these products with my own money. I will never waste your time with sponsored ads or videos. So if you want to help support the channel, check out nobsbeauty.com or click on the Amazon link below. So these are two creams which I've spent a great deal of time using. Obviously, any of you that have watched the World Series of Moisturizers know that the Cosrx Snail Cream was the one that won out of, I think it was 64 different creams. So I thought it would be a good challenge to put it up next to its kind of competitor, which is the Mizon Advanced Snail Repair All-in-One Cream. All-in-One Cream is in both their names. Snail All-in-One Cream. So anyway, so I thought I would compare the two and let you guys know which one will do better. So I'm going to start with my first criteria, which is packaging. And obviously, these both have jar packaging, which isn't necessarily the best for a lot of antioxidants and ingredients that are degraded with exposure to air and light. The Mizon uses a thick glass jar, which is a little heavy, and the Cosrx uses a plastic one. So they're both jar packaged, although I'm not necessarily a huge fan of jar packaging. I will say the Cosrx jar packaging is a little bit more annoying because this cream is a little bit more gooey and messy. The Mizon cream isn't nearly as gooey, but either way, jar packaging, I would love a pump tube or bottle or something. But anyway, on to my second criteria, which is alcohol. And the Cosrx contains good fatty Cetearyl alcohol, which is not a bad thing. The Mizon contains a couple good fatty alcohols, which is Cetyl and Stearyl alcohol. And then it also does contain denatured alcohol, which is about little more than halfway down the ingredient list. So thankfully it's not right up in one of the first ingredients, which would make it a lot more alcohol-y. But it is about halfway down the ingredient list. And then again, snail mucin in both of these is 92% of each of the cream. So the remaining ingredients make up 8%. So that's not a lot. And especially since alcohol is halfway down the ingredient list, there's not going to be a whole lot of it in there. But anyway, so Cosrx doesn't have any, so they kind of get the point for that, even though the Mizon amount of denatured alcohol isn't very much. So really not much to be an issue. So in terms of fragrance, both of these products are fragrance-free, so they both get a tie for that point. The manufacturing location, these are both made in Korea, so no issues with that. So that's another tie. Ease of use. So the Mizon cream is much more of a creamy texture, and the Cosrx has more of a gooey texture. So it's got a nice cream texture to it. Smooths over skin, easily absorbs rather quickly, so no real issues at all with the ease of use. Personally, the Cosrx I find to be hard to use in your morning routine just because of how gooey it is and how long it takes to absorb. The Mizon cream seems to absorb a little bit quicker, so it could be something you could potentially use in your morning and evening routine and not just have it limited to your evening routine. And I'll show you with the Cosrx, if you haven't tried it yet, how gooey it is. Let me wipe this guy off. Okay. So the Cosrx, and you know what, I typically have these packaged in one of my airless jars because I found taking it out of the jar every time you want to use it is a pain, and it's messy. Your entire countertop gets covered with goo. So, yeah, so I always use my airless jar for this. And watch when I take the top off just how gooey it is. You can see it, it's gooey. So let me take a small amount. You can even just see there how gooey it is, and it's drippy and gooey and messy. And it does take a while to absorb into skin, although it does, after you leave it on for a little bit of time, it does absorb pretty nicely. But I prefer to use the Cosrx in my evening routine because it doesn't layer as friendly with other products. The Mizon is a little bit more friendly for use. So for ease of use, I gave the point to Mizon. So currently, they each have 1 point, and they've tied on a few categories. So into beneficial ingredients, which is one of my favorite categories. So obviously, each of these contain 92% snail mucin. So that is the bulk of the product. The remaining beneficial ingredients make up 8%, which is a very small amount. So let me start with the Cosrx in terms of other beneficial ingredients. So we've got betaine, sodium hyaluronate, arginine, panthenol, allantoin, adenosine. So it's got some good beneficial ingredients. Panthenol is very good for healing. Sodium hyaluronate is good for hydrating. And it has a rather short ingredient list overall. It doesn't have a ton of ingredients. The Mizon has a lot more. I think the Cosrx total ingredient list there's probably like 15 ingredients after the Snail. And the Mizon probably has about 40 different ingredients after the Snail mucin. So in terms of other beneficial ingredients of the Mizon, we've got a lot of slip ingredients, which tend to be like butylene glycol, glycerin, things that hydrate skin but don't necessarily add anything other than just hydration. And then we've got palmitic acid, adenosine, birch juice, raspberry extract, cherry extract, gentian root extract, green tea extract. We've got several peptides, and then the very last ingredient is copper peptide. So that's a very, very small amount. However, the Mizon does have more beneficial ingredients, although some people prefer shorter ingredient list if they have skin allergies, skin sensitivities, issues with certain ingredients, acne-prone skin. For some people, it's better to have a shorter ingredient list, but to be a well-rounded product that covers a lot of bases, sometimes a longer ingredient list is good as well. But overall, in terms of other beneficial ingredients, the Mizon gets the point. So Mizon 2, Cosrx 1, and I'm getting a little nervous. Okay. Acneogenic ingredients, which are triggers for acne breakouts and fungal acne triggers. So for the Cosrx, we've got stearic acid, Cetearyl olivate, Sorbitan olivate, Cetearyl alcohol, and Dimethicone. So we've got a few. Excuse me. So for the Mizon acne and fungal acne triggers, we've got Cetearyl olivate, Sorbitan olivate, butylene glycol, glyceryl, stearate, dimethicone vegetable oil, cetyl alcohol, sterile alcohol, palmitic acid, stearic acid, triethanolamine, and polysorbate 20. So if you have acne-prone skin, the Cosrx definitely gets the point here because it just has much less ingredients. There's less potential to have one that is an acne trigger. And keep in mind, snail mucin in and of itself can really do a lot of great things for acne-prone skin. So don't necessarily be afraid because it does have a few acneogenic ingredients. It can really do a lot of good things. And since 92% of the product is snail mucin, that's the bulk of the product. So, excuse me. Okay, in terms of cruelty-free status, both of these brands are cruelty-free, which is awesome. So either one you pick, it's kind of a winner in that category. So they both tied for that category. In terms of performance, so for me, in the long run, I applied these to both hands, and they're both so dry right now because it's winter time. And I can instantly see that the one that I applied, the Cosrx, has a little bit more of a plumpness to it. It's kind of got a more radiant finish. And the Mizon one has a very matte finish, but just doesn't look as plump. And I would say in terms of performance, the Cosrx is more hydrating, a little bit better for sensitive skin, works a little bit better for acne, brightness, and pigmentation issues. The Mizon feels more like a kind of a traditional moisturizer and feels a little bit less hydrating than the Cosrx. The Mizon's a bit easier to layer than the Cosrx, but overall the Cosrx is just a little bit better at doing everything than the Mizon, in my opinion. So whenever I have issues, reactions to things, I automatically go to the Cosrx, whereas the Mizon kind of ends up being more of a daily cream, and the Cosrx is more one that I go to whenever I need something treated or healed or fixed. So for performance, Cosrx wins. So currently in terms of points, Cosrx has 3 points and the Mizon has 2 points. So Cosrx is pulling ahead a little bit. We've got a few more categories left, but the little Cosrx horsey is winning. And the Mizon horse is trailing by a nose, or a snout, or a nose. Okay, so let's go to price. So the Cosrx is the full size, which is 3.38 ounces, and it retails for $22. The Mizon is 2.53 ounces, and it retails for $38. However, don't pay $38 for it. There's so many sites. I think I got this for maybe $15. So there's so many sites like Yes Style, Style Korean, Jolcy, which has the longest shipping I've ever experienced in my life. but there's so many sites. So if you watch when they have like a time deal or a sale, pick it up then, because don't spend $40 for it if you can help it, because it's always on sale somewhere at one of the sites. So just thought I would mention that, but still the retail price is almost $40 and the jar size is about an ounce less. So for price, the Cosrx wins this one hands down easily. So now we've got Cosrx with 4 points and Mizon with 2 points. And we've got one category left, which is the it factor. And the Cosrx, I love it. It's got a minimal ingredient list, which is great for sensitive skin or acne-prone skin. Mizon, in my opinion, contains a couple additional problematic ingredients, which are ingredients that could be good, but can also backfire. Arnica is one of them. Arnica can be used a lot for like muscle soreness. You'll see it for like back relief and things like that. It can be very good for yourself. So the Mizon has a couple problematic ingredients. Arnica is in here, which you'll see used for back pain, neck pain, muscle relief, joint relief, things like that. And it can be soothing for skin and soreness and things like that. However, daily use of it for a long period of time can relate into irritation, sensitivity, redness. So arnica can be good used once in a while, but if used every day for a period of time, it can just be not the best for your skin. It can give you flaky dryness, sensitivity, itchiness, things like that. So that is one thing to be a little bit concerned about. If you use it once in a while, there's probably not an issue with it, but continual use of it for a long period of time can kind of backfire on you. And then one other ingredient that they included was yarrow extract, which is an ingredient which can cause sensitivity for some skin types. Not everyone is sensitive to it, but some people can get redness, irritation, flakiness, and just sensitization from it. Thankfully, there's not a huge amount of either arnica or yarrow extract in there, but just daily use sometimes with some of those ingredients for some skin types just isn't the best. So those are a couple problematic ingredients. And I'm also not a huge fan of the denatured alcohol in there. And the Cosrx is kind of my favorite. I turn to it when I've got anything going on with my skin, and it always helps. So in terms of the it factor, I really like Cosrx, and they've got a great affordable product. Does a great job treating a lot of different things, and it's also super affordable. So overall, I gave the it factor to Cosrx. So I gave that point to Cosrx. So overall, Cosrx wins this with 5 points, and the Mizon has 2 points, which actually surprised me because I expected Cosrx to kind of hit a home run here and just hit it right out of the park and knock Mizon on its little butt, or the bottom of the jar. But Mizon did get a couple good points, and it's still a decent product. Couple issues with it that I personally have, but it's still a decent one. So you really can't go wrong with either of these, but Cosrx is just a little bit better, a little bit more affordable. So anyway, so I'm interested in hearing from you if you have tried either of these or both of these and what your thoughts are. Definitely leave a comment. I always love hearing from you guys. And I'm interested in hearing if any of you have tried both of them and what your thoughts are and the comparison is. So it's kind of fun to do. I love doing versus. It's so fun, especially products like this where they're kind of marketed very similarly, similar percentages, similar packaging and everything. But there are some key differences between them. Hi, Lincoln. He's not going to say hi because there's turkeys outside that he wants to play with. So anyway, I love hearing from you guys. Check out nobsbeauty.com, and I will see you tomorrow.